Carolina. What if the University of Illinois had given Jackson a fair chance to play quarterback? At 6'4", Jackson had the size and skills to earn a full scholarship from the Big Ten Conference school. Jackson stayed at Illinois just 1 year. He transferred in 1960 to HBCU North Carolina A&T. Jackson led A&T to the CIAA championship in 1964, but it was at North Carolina A&T where Jackson's focus shifted away from sports. Today, we can thank the San Francisco Giants and the University of Illinois for sending Jackson into a much more valuable direction. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson on KBLA Talk 1580.
We interrupt our program to bring you this important message.
Hi, I'm Tavis Smiley, and I have some news. The room is full. Our founding members cohort on the Art of Conversation has begun, and I could not be more energized by the professionals who said yes to mastering the craft. Their dedication to curating great conversations reminds me why I do this work. Now, if you wanted to join us and did not make it in time, I want you to hear this. The next cohort is coming. I do not have the firm dates yet, but I do have a waiting list. And everyone on that list will receive early access and special discounts when enrollment opens. After almost 40 years of interviewing world leaders and cultural icons, I am teaching everything I know. Don't miss your chance to be in the next room. Go to TavishTalks.com and get on the waiting list right now. That's TavishTalks.com. The conversation continues. Will you be part of it?
Yeah, man.
Jesse Jackson Jr. Show. Oh, 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 oh. The Jesse Jackson Jr. Show. Oh, 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 oh. The Jesse Jackson Jr. Show. Oh, 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 oh. The Jesse Jackson Jr. Show. Oh, 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 oh. Come on and talk with me. Come on and listen to me. Come on and talk with me. Come on and listen to me. KBLA, Talk 1580, download the app.
Jesse Jackson Jr., welcome forward to the Jesse Jackson Jr. Show on KBLA Talk 1580. It's today, Tuesday, on the Jesse Jackson Jr. Show on this 7th day of February of Black History Month. My very special guest is the president of the Transformative Justice Coalition, none other than the Honorable Barbara Barnwine. And Barbara, before I bring on our other guest who will be joining us as well momentarily, I was thinking during the break while I was composing myself that they said my dad never had a job. He's been called all kinds of names,
Yes.
some quarters. And I don't think his resume reflects, beyond some of the initial jobs that he had as a teenager, any kind of employment like one might consider. So I've had classmates who were lawyers, and I've had classmates whose parents were doctors and PhDs, and they were certainly well positioned in the middle class of the nation, certainly the black middle class. And when asked the question, what my dad did, I would tell them that he's a civil rights activist, that he's a minister, and for some reason or another, the qualifications for what my dad did didn't quite reach the standards of some of the elite thinking in academia or even in our own particular value systems. But my dad did something no one else did. He gave people hope.
Yes.
He gave them hope, and he made his living off of giving people hope. And hope was so tangible and palpable for him that he could feel hope. And he would reach out to Michael Jordan when Michael Jordan was in a slump at the Chicago Bulls. He would tell Michael that the ground was no place for a champion. I think Michael Jordan came out of that slump after having listened to a sermon by Jesse Jackson, a private sermon by Jesse Jackson, scored about 40 points that night. He told him that the ground was no place for a champion. I remember him
There you go.
speaking with Larry Holmes and other boxers before they get in the ring, and Muhammad Ali and others, and motivating them. He was a kind of hype man to make them feel and share with them that they were not just carrying the burden of an athletic giant. They were also carrying the burden of a people. Man, my dad knew Joe Louis. He knew Jesse Owens. In fact, Jesse Owens's funeral and Joe Louis's funeral. And so he talked about the hope that they gave him as a young child growing up when Joe Louis knocked out Max Schmeling. And he talked about the hope that Jesse Owens standing up to Hitler and to fascism.
Yes, yes.
Jesse Owens came back and said not only could he not shake Hitler's hand, Hitler didn't want to shake his hand. He said Franklin Delano Roosevelt didn't want to shake his hand either. So he had those conversations with Jesse Owens. And so I'm just so grateful, Barbara. I know that you have a litany of thoughts about Jesse Jackson. Take your time.
No, first of all, thank you. I hope your whole family knows how much it meant to us that you shared him with us. And he could not have been the man he was without a family that supported him so amazingly. And look at the fruit of his tree. As you and I have been talking on this show, and as you're paying tribute to your dad with all your amazing accomplishments, all the brilliance you brought into this thought around voting rights and everything, the challenges you've given us. I was also reading Yousef. He was blowing up my phone. I was just blowing up because despite what's going on, Yousef is planning to take buses loads of people to Selma.
Isn't that something? You said 6 buses confirmed to be in 6 buses confirmed of people that he's taking to Selma for the commemoration of the march across Selma. I think sometime between the 5th and the 10th of.
Yes. It's gonna be the 5th and the 9th. It's the 5th through the 9th. Yes.
5th through the 9th. Yes.
And we're marching across that bridge on the 8th. And I just can't get over. I mean, he is doing that work in the middle of all of this, sorrow and mourning. I mean, I'm reading the statements. People are, mourning. They're distraught, and his children, like you, are doing the work. It says miles about who he is. One of the things that I want to talk about that very few people think of is that without Jesse Louis Jackson Sr., all of these Black women candidates, all these Black women politicians that you see wouldn't exist. You see, he broke the mold. He was the mold breaker. In the 60s, Black women, as accomplished as so many were not given their due in the movement. They were not put on the front lines. They were relegated to the kitchens, even when they were brilliant, and were doing all the strategy and making all the difference. Because when he came to Operation Breadbasket and got to meet and work with the amazing Addie Wyatt, to work with the amazing Winnie Burroughs, because he married Jacqueline Jackson, who became his wife, Jackson, because he had strong women. He wasn't afraid of strong women. That wasn't part of his identity. Keeping women down was not part of his identity. In fact, he was the exact opposite. He lifted women up. Think about it, folks. Alexis Herman, Jesse Jackson mentee. Think about it. Donna Brazile, Jesse Jackson mentee.
I'm going to let you go right through that list of mentees as soon as we come forward on KBLA Talk 1580. This is our Tenacious Tuesday with none other than the president of the Transformative Justice Coalition, Barbara Arnwine. More when we come forward in just a moment.
It's afternoon drive time with Jesse Jackson Jr. Only on KBLA Talk 1580.
What's up? What's up?
What's up? We got to laugh the pain away. Hey, KBLA delegation, happy Black History Month. Around here, we celebrate our culture, our community, and our contributions daily. But this year, as we observe the 100th anniversary of Black History Month celebrations, we're excited about our annual KBLA Talk 1580 Black History Month Luncheon, honoring comedy greats. On Thursday, February 26th at the Grammy Museum in downtown LA, we're toasting D.L. Hughley, Melanie Camacho, Earthquake, Munell, Dion Cole, and Martin Lawrence with a surprise guest appearance. A limited number of individual tickets for the luncheon remain, so now would be a good time to head to KBLA1580.com to secure one for yourself. That's KBLA1580.com. A little laughter goes a long way, especially in times like these. So come, join us for our annual KBLA Talk 1580 Black History Month Luncheon, Thursday, February 26th at the Grammy Museum. Again, tickets are available right now at KBLA1580.com.
Well, I hang around my boy. He's been married for 6 years. Videotaped his wedding day, never watched it. Now and every day he watch it every day, but he watch it in reverse. Because he said he loves seeing himself take that ring back off of that finger. Walking back down that aisle, just waving at her ugly mother down the church, getting back in the limo, back at the bachelor party. Look how happy I was.
KBLA Talk 1580 thanks LA City Council members Curran D. Price Jr. and Heather Hutt for being the presenting sponsors at this year's Black History Month Luncheon. Honoring excellence, resilience, and achievement, we're KBLA Talk 1580.
If you owe back taxes, listen carefully to rule number 1. Never go up against the IRS alone. They're cracking down, freezing bank accounts, garnishing paychecks, canceling passports. Even your home or business could be at risk. But here's what they don't tell you. The IRS has powerful tax relief programs that could save you thousands if you qualify. That's why smart people call Optima Tax Relief, America's #1 tax resolution firm. Nobody knows these programs like the experts at Optima. Their team of tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $2 billion in tax debt for people just like you. The IRS is not stopping, so don't wait. And don't take them on alone. For tax help you need, for tax help you can trust, call Optima today for a free consultation.
Call 800-919-9077. 800-919-9077. 800-919-9077.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Now back to more of Jesse Jackson Jr. on KBLA Talk 1580.
The Jesse Jackson Jr. Show. 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 King Volley drops the beat. Come on and talk with me. Come on and listen to me. Come on and talk with me. Come on and listen to me. KBLA Talk 1580. Download the app.
It's February 17th, 2026, a memorable day in African American history for a number of reasons. For the most important reason that is in front of me today is the day that I lost my father, the Reverend Jesse Jackson, who's been a pillar of strength for our nation. At dark times, he offered hope and provided hope to millions of people around the world. So grateful that his life came our way. Barbara, just before the break, you were going through a litany of women who were strong, who helped provide the kind of strength that Jesse Jackson needed to propel our movement forward.
And think about it if these women had not been there. You know, just think about when you were talking about the people he influenced, think about all those people who became cabinet members because of his influence. You know, Alexis Herman, U.S. Secretary of Labor, you know, all of those Clinton appointees that he had direct impact on. You know, I look, you know, at, you know, Donna Brazile, who will tell you in a heartbeat that she owes everything to your dad's tutelage. Look at the brilliant and amazing Mignon Moore. Come on now. Here's another woman who has been a leader in the whole political field. Leah Daltrey, Reverend Leah Daltrey. I mean, Janice Mathis. I mean, I just want people to just think about NCNW. I just want people to think about all of his influence, because if he had had his vision, if it had prevailed in this country, Congress wouldn't look the way it looks now. The state legislatures would look radically different because women would be in top positions. I'm sorry, people. That's just the reality. The other thing I loved about your dad is he loved young people. Good God Almighty. I've never seen anybody that loved young people like he did. I mean, he would walk into a room and pick up people, young children even, and just hug them because he had such a joy in them. He would come to our trainings for the Transformative Justice Coalition, where we would train young people. And all day long, they've been blowing up my email also, blowing up my texts, blowing up any communications that they have to say, thank you. Just thank you for introducing us to Reverend Jackson. He's been an inspiration for me, for us. They have just made me cry, tears,
And
with their love for him.
Barbara,
Love them.
some of his work is in very tangible ways. For example, we eat McDonald's, Big Macs, French fries, all of that. And there are hundreds, maybe thousands of McDonald's franchises across the country. These are individual businesses owned by individual operators. Reverend's research team looked, for example, decades ago at the number of African-American franchisees of McDonald's. And he challenged the McDonald's Corporation to say, listen, you got all these McDonald's franchises in Black communities across the country and not a single Black owner of a McDonald's franchise. He did the same thing with Burger King and Kentucky Fried Chicken and Pepsi Cola and Coca-Cola. Advanced African Americans demanding that they have African Americans on their board, demanding that we had franchisees, demanding that grocery stores be built in our communities.
Yes.
I mean, so to be named, I'm trying not to make this about myself at all, but to be named Jesse Jackson Jr. is to have all of the expectations of what the work was that Reverend Jesse Jackson did to expand the Black middle class. And it's not in ways that one might traditionally expect that to happen. It happens because there was always an external force putting pressure on corporate America to consider qualified African Americans to own franchises. When Jesse Jackson began his campaign to expand African American ownership and participation in franchises, it wasn't just food retailers. He also demanded that Ford, big car manufacturer, consider qualified African Americans to be Ford operators and dealers. And many of the beneficiaries of those Ford, as well as Kia, as well as Mercedes-Benz, as well as General Motors products and Cadillacs, Al Johnson Cadillac, the largest African-American Cadillac dealer for decades on the south side of Chicago, owed much of his success in large measure because of the external pressure coming out of the death of Martin Luther King Jr. that Jesse Jackson applied to General Motors and to Cadillac. As a result, many of these car dealers, they seemingly show up when you go to buy a car as if they're there on their own merit, when it's never been meritocracy. It's always been external pressure. Basketball players who now own and take advantage of these deals are the byproduct of that. And even Jesse Jackson's boycott of the Nike Corporation.
Gone now.
Yeah, we boycotted the Nike Corporation. Many people wouldn't believe or remember that. They didn't have a Michael Jordan. They didn't have African American sponsorships of shoes at the level of partnership. Jesse Jackson boycotted Nike, and even though the Nike boycott wasn't as successful as other boycotts, they got the point, and they began finding qualified African Americans to function in these capacities and to really, really grow the Black middle class. And this is the work of Jesse Jackson. And so when someone says, my dad never had a job, I'm like, you have no idea what the job is to be Jesse Jackson. I shared with them the same thing, Barbara, when I got to Congress. You think it's just about voting yes, no, or present, and then coming back and speaking to your constituents about what you think or what you believe? No. People call their congressmen all the time saying, this bank won't lend me money. And I got an idea that works. And Jesse Jackson, even the congressman, has to step up and call the bank and say, why won't you consider this deal? Why won't you consider this? And when it's brought to the right people in the company's attention, sometimes forcibly, they then concede, you know what, this person should have this opportunity. And in fact, they perform and outperform others within the same structure and in the same corporate entity. And that's Jesse Jackson. It's impossible to be Jesse Jackson. In fact, I'm thinking about writing an autobiography called Impossible Growing Up Junior.
Stop.
It's impossible. But Jesse Jackson navigated this space, Barbara, in ways that included so many people.
And look at you here on this radio show, bringing amazing education to all of us, because that's the other thing he was an educator. You know, I mean, as a college student, I'm watching him and I learned words that I'd never heard of. Let me tell you one of those words: shareholder.
Yeah, how about that?
Shareholder. Because he would buy the stock so he could speak at shareholder meetings.
That's right.
And I knew nothing about such a thing. Didn't know what stock were. Didn't understand how corporations work. But you had to, as you watched him move, you have to learn these things. His belief in economic empowerment and economic justice and entrepreneurship was deep. And it wasn't just a belief. He knew how to take an idea and make it work. Make it work. Make it work. And he, you know, listen, we're all crying. My son and daughter-in-law came here to sit down with me today because they just had something they had to tell me. And what they wanted to tell me was that they had changed the name of our granddaughter, of my granddaughter. And they had added into her name Jessie because of how much they knew we loved him and how much he meant and means to our family. You see, he might be his bodily gone, but he's left us all spiritually rich, because you talked about that. What did you say? You talked about his courage, that he had a pair. I mean, think about it. When he got back, when they heard he was on his way back with all the hostages, people said to Reagan, what you gonna do? Shouldn't we prosecute him? He's over there interfering in international affairs. And what did Reagan say? It became famous. It became a famous quote. Reagan's response was, you can't argue with success.
That's what he said.
Roll out the carpet.
And Dad said, we came over here as a people on a foreign policy called slavery. So I'm engaged in foreign policy from the moment I came, and my ancestors came to this country, and I have a right to engage foreign policy. This is a tough day for me on KBLA Talk 1580 this morning. I heard my father take his last breath. I cleaned his body along with my siblings. We then packaged him and wrapped him carefully.
Lord Jesus.
Removed him from his apartment.
Yes, Lord.
I loaded him into a hearse at 3 o'clock this morning.
Lord have mercy.
Dropped him off at a funeral home.
Lord have mercy.
My boss, Tavis Smiley, was going to give me the day off, and I really appreciated it. But I decided to come and share with you all what it's like to mourn, what it's like to struggle, but what it's like to be grateful also. Dad brought hundreds of people home from overseas, and Dad would often say, You know, they never sent me a Christmas card, not one family. Nobody ever sent me a Christmas card to say thank you. I hope when the details of my father's services become available, I hope people whose lives have been touched by the Reverend Jesse Jackson will do me a favor. Just come by for a few moments and say thank you. Thank you for your sacrifice. Barbara, he sacrificed a lot for us.
He did. Loving hands. Loving hands. That's what you did for him this morning. I mean, that's our people, when they leave, they want to know that loving hands are there, taking care of their bodies. Loving hands are there, praying over their bodies. Loving hands are there, saying that we'll never let you be forgotten. Loving hands are there, saying your grandchildren will know you, and your great grands will know you. I mean, that's what we want. It's just human beings on this earth. We want loving hands in our lives, and you and your brothers and your sisters, your mom, loving hands. And that's what's going to get us all through, all of us through. I'm grateful for him because he had loving hands, right? And he just decided that he just loved people and that he would make sure that their lives were better. I mean, Jesse, he took me to places in Arkansas I never heard of, don't remember, because they were hamlets and places. How did he find these people to take and comfort them? But he fought for them and he comforted them. There was nobody. Some people only do things for the high and mighty. He did things for the forgotten, the dismissed, the people, because to him, he really meant it. When he said, I am somebody, he meant everybody is somebody. And your dad, amazing. I'll never forget him in Brunswick, Georgia. Barely able to walk, but determined to lead the march for justice for Ahmaud Arbery, for the young man who was slain for jogging while black. Those people are poor people. They don't have money. He didn't do that for money. He did that because he loved them. And you know what he told them that he wanted from them? I'll tell you what he did want. Some good cooking. He loved the fact that they were amazing cooks, the family, and that's all he wanted was a good meal.
Barbara, I'm so grateful that that you honored my dad. I'm so grateful that you spent time with my dad, that you helped nurture him, that you helped instruct him, that you helped show him that even on days when he was tired, that we had to continue the fight. I'm Jesse Jackson Jr. It's Tenacious Tuesdays with the president of the Transformative Justice Coalition, one of the great friends of Jesse Jackson. More when we come forward on KBLA Talk 1580.
It's afternoon drive time with Jesse Jackson Jr. Only on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Amber Payton with BIN News Now. Civil rights leader Reverend Jesse Jackson has died at 84. His son, Illinois Congressman Jonathan Jackson, says his father never gave up on him and lived each day fully.
I'm grateful to God for the time he's given us together. Thank you for the meaning of his life.
Jackson passed away surrounded by family after battling a rare form of Parkinson's disease. President Trump is blaming Maryland's Black Governor Wes Moore and other Democrats for a major wastewater spill in the Potomac River after a sewer line collapsed in Montgomery County. Trump called it an ecological disaster and said FEMA will help with cleanup. Governor Moore's office pushed back, saying the federal government has long been responsible for that pipe. And the executive director of the Major League Baseball Players Association, Tony Clark, is stepping down after more than a decade in the role. Clark, who is Black, led the union through 2 collective bargaining agreements. Get BIN News Now on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
Head to Waba Grill weekdays after 3 p.m. for their $5 happy hour and try their new chili crisp dumplings. Bold, crunchy, and tossed in a fiery crisp, paired with a premium Waba beverage drink like their authentic Thai tea. Get both for just $5 only at Waba Grill. It's for you.
Escape the confines of the city for the expansive beauty of the Santa Ynez Valley with a short 2-hour drive up the coast. Let Chumash Casino Resort be your destination getaway. Welcome to freedom. Go to ChumashCasino.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
A couple of sports questions come up as people around the world remember the life and legacy of civil rights icon Reverend Jesse Jackson Sr. What if the San Francisco Giants had offered Jackson more than $6,000 in 1959 to sign a minor league baseball contract? Jackson was a standout pitcher at Sterling High School in Greenville, South Carolina. What if the University of Illinois had given Jackson a fair chance to play quarterback? At 6'4", Jackson had the size and skills to earn a full scholarship from the Big Ten Conference school. Jackson stayed at Illinois just 1 year. He transferred in 1960 to HBCU North Carolina A&T. Jackson led A&T to the CIAA championship in 1964, but it was at North Carolina A&T where Jackson's focus shifted away from sports. Today, we can thank the San Francisco Giants and the University of Illinois for sending Jackson into a much more valuable direction. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson on KBLA Talk 1580.
This is KBLA Talk 1580. Talk radio that's music to your ears. We're unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580.
We interrupt our program to bring you this important message.
Hi, I'm Tavis Smiley, and I have some news. The room is full. Our founding members cohort on the Art of Conversation has begun, and I could not be more energized by the professionals who said yes to mastering the craft. Their dedication to curating great conversations reminds me why I do this work. Now, if you wanted to join us and did not make it in time, I want you to hear this. The next cohort is coming. I do not have the firm dates yet, but I do have a waiting list. And everyone on that list will receive early access and special discounts when enrollment opens. After almost 40 years of interviewing world leaders and cultural icons, I am teaching everything I know. Don't miss your chance to be in the next room. Go to TavishTalks.com and get on the waiting list right now. That's TavishTalks.com. The conversation continues. Will you be part of it?
Yeah, man.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with the world. African Focus Incorporated is a community-based organization whose mission is to bring Africans and African Americans together, lead charitable initiatives on the motherland, and educate people from all walks of life on the beauty, legacy, and opportunity of Africa's 54 nations. And it's that time once again when African Focus is teaming up with KBLA Talk 1580 for our 8th annual African Focus Trailblazers Tour. Travel with us in 2026 when we're headed to the southern African nations of Zambia and Botswana for a historical, cultural, and vacation tour led by me, Dominique DePrima, Cultural Ambassador for African Focus Incorporated. Enjoy luxurious accommodations, conscious fellow travelers, shopping, adventures, cultural tours, wildlife safaris, and a giant waterfall, one of the world's 7 wonders, along with a chance to be of service at an orphanage on the continent. Become an AFI trailblazer by exploring the motherland with a nonprofit organization that has members in Africa and America to help roll out the red carpet for you, and together we'll make a difference and have fun doing it. For more information, visit africanfocus.org or call 310-676-7300. That's 310-676-7300 or africanfocus.org. Whether it's stateside or exploring the diaspora, we're with you every step of the way. African Focus and KBLA Talk 1580. Come go with us.
You're listening to Jesse Jackson Jr. on KBLA Talk 1580.
The Jesse Jackson Jr. Show. 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 King Volley drops the beat. Come on and talk with me. Come on and listen to the beat. Come on and talk with me. Come on and listen to the me. KBLA Talk 1580. Download the
and handed me, I'm Jesse Jackson Jr. Welcome forward to the Jesse Jackson Jr. Show. My neighbors just walked into my home and handed me a wonderful card and expressed his condolences from my father. And so the outpouring of people saying thank you, saying they're so grateful for the life of Jesse Jackson. That's all we're asking. That's all I'm asking. And maybe I don't believe I'm asking too much. When the funeral services are made available, say thank you to Jesse Jackson. Not a perfect servant, but a public servant. And none of us are perfect servants. We're all just public servants trying to do our best against the odds. And I am particularly grateful in this hour that one of my father's best friends, Barbara Arnwine, who has been such a major contributing host on our show. She travels the entire country, not only on behalf of our show, but on behalf of the Transformative Justice Coalition. But we've seen her at the Supreme Court. We've seen her in the Congress. We've seen her in state legislatures. We've seen her raising hell. We've seen her at No King's Day. Barbara, welcome forward to the show. Tell us a little bit more about your friend, Jesse Jackson.
He taught me to be bold, bold, bold. I am by nature kind of tenacious, as you said, and by nature a little bit, strong-willed. And that's always, people have always responded to that negatively, trying to tamp it down, dampen it. Don't, be more silent. Don't fuss so much. Don't fight so hard. Your dad was the exact opposite. He was like, baby girl, I love that. Come on now.
He called himself, people called him the country preacher. He called himself, I'm just a country boy.
Right.
So he said, you don't know what I'm running for because you don't know what I'm running from.
Right.
So when you understand what my dad ran from, then everything else was on this side of the River Jordan. He was in high heaven, wasn't he, Barbara?
And that's what people don't understand. He loved being bold. He loved taking it to people. When that attorney down in Brunswick said, I don't want no pastors coming to this courtroom like Jesse Jackson. I don't want any of those.
He got under his skin, didn't he?
He said, I'm coming. I'm bringing a whole lot of other people with me. That's how your dad responded. He didn't go, ooh, I should be worried about them down there in that KK clan country. And how could I go down there and make them mad? He was like, I'm coming. Let them know I'm on my way and I'm bringing my posse with me.
And I tell people all the time, Barbara, that the best tradition, for example, of Jesse Jackson, when you see it in a Tavis Smiley, when he challenges the Altadena fires and how it was created,
yes,
and we get our fair share. Man, that's all Jesse Jackson right there. When you see Jamal Bryant, a third my father's age, saying, hey, we're going to take on Target. We're going to take on the big boy.
Come on now.
That's Jesse Jackson right there.
That's his tradition. And that's what he wants us to do in this moment. He wants us to follow in that tradition. I'm so proud of Daryl Jones.
Absolutely.
And Cameron Barnes and all the people who are right now. I mean, they're sending me these pictures because they are getting out the vote in Houston, Texas. Your dad's #1 concern center about voting. They're there and they're working, and we're nonpartisan. Nobody's paying us for any party, any candidate to do this. I'm so grateful that we had him to inspire us. Because one thing we know, the last time, I think back about your dad. I'm just thinking back about him at No Kings. I'm thinking about your dad at John Lewis Good Trouble Lives On. He couldn't, Daryl's, I think, trying to get in. He couldn't walk, he couldn't talk, but he was there because he knew his presence was inspirational. And every time anybody mentioned that he was there, when somebody would say, he announce his name, the whole crowd would just roar. and when he got out there in that wheelchair with 70,000 people, I mean, come on, your dad, about being seen. He was there because he knew his presence would give people inspiration.
A symbol of hope.
Right. Thank
A
you.
symbol of hope. Just walking personified hope.
Yes.
And you can't ask for anything more than that. I mean, I think that is ministry. And let me share with you something very quickly. You know, Dad did not have a church in Chicago that per se preached on Sunday. He was a preacher. He's a very good preacher. Aretha Franklin said he was one of the top 5 preachers in the tradition. She named C.L. Franklin. Her father, she named Jasper Williams. She named the Reverend Donald Parsons, and she put Jesse Jackson right in there. And so, you know, grateful to his good friend, Aretha Franklin and Roberta Flack.
Oh, yes.
So many others, Whitney Houston, Michael
yes.
Jackson. Dad brought the Victory Tour together. The brothers weren't sleeping. They all came to the meeting with their own lawyers, demanding the same amount of money that Michael makes.
Oh,
Listen, this family has been blessed by everyone on earth. And I need to have a meeting with you all. These are the Jacksons. Have a meeting with you all without all these lawyers. And let's go back to when we first met in 1972. And that took them right back to 1972, and they produced one of the great tours in the history of modern music, the Jacksons Victory Tour. That was Jesse Jackson. So I am.
He was everywhere.
He was everywhere.
He was everywhere.
He was everywhere, and he was for everybody everywhere.
Yes.
There was no movement. There was no person who was left behind that Jesse Jackson didn't reach out to and demand fairness for them, regardless of their race, sex, or class. Yes. He was from our community, but Jesse Jackson saw the entire fabric of the American quilt, and he tried to sew it together and keep it together in the form of a rainbow coalition. Barbara?
You know, he would walk down the street, and people would just utterly almost faint to see him. And they would run up to him and say, sign this, sign anything. They just wanted his signature. They just wanted a picture with him. They just, you went through this. And I'm gonna admit, I acted up one time because I was in the courthouse in Brunswick, and one of those evil defendant's attorneys on the other side who had been talking all that trash about Reverend Jackson came up to him because he wanted a picture. And I was mad. But your dad was gracious. He took that picture, and I walked out the door. I'm going to tell you the truth. And I walked out the door because I was so mad about it. But your dad took that picture, and he made me realize something, that, we determine the value of what happens in our lives. It's not, what external forces are that's looking at what's happening. He made that decision that that's the way he wanted to behave in that moment. And I think he also realized that it wasn't a get over moment for the other side, that it was actually a reckoning moment, that they're going to have to look at themselves and think about what they did. And sure enough, God took care of that, because the next time we're in court, that attorney who raised all that hell is on the chopping block. He's the one who's trying to defend himself, defend his actions for, just his bad practice at that moment. And it was so important that to see that, that God says justice is mine, right? Vengeance is mine. And that he is a God of justice, and your dad was a man of justice.
I'm Jesse Jackson. I'm Jesse Jackson Jr., listening to the Jesse Jackson Jr. Show, along with the Transformative Justice Coalition's president. More when we come forward on the great Jesse Jackson when we come forward.
While you're stuck in traffic, we can at least bring you up to speed on the news of the day. You're listening to Jesse Jackson Jr. only on KBLA Talk 1580.
Getting around LA doesn't have to cost a lot. Metro has fares that fit every budget. 20 free rides for qualified riders through the Life Fare program. Free passes for students with GoPass, and affordable options for everyone in between. Wherever you're going, Metro's got you covered. Visit metro.net/fare programs. Protect yourself from Medicare card scams. Scammers may call, email, or even knock on your door claiming they need your Medicare info, asking for money or threatening to cancel your benefits. Don't fall for it. It's a scam. Remember, Medicare doesn't need to verify your information. They already have it. Medicare won't charge you for a new card and will never threaten to cancel benefits. Check your Medicare statements for suspicious charges and report scams to the California Senior Medicare Patrol at 1-855-613-7080. We're here to help.
This is the story of the one. As the purchasing manager at a manufacturing plant, she knows the only thing more important than having the right safety gear is having it there when you need it. That's why she partners with Grainger for auto reordering, so her team members can count on her to have cut-resistant gloves on hand, and each shift can run safely and efficiently. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
As a mom, comforting my family is what I do best. Vicks Vapor Stick provides soothing, non-medicated Vicks vapors in an easy-to-apply stick, and it dries fast, so there's no mess. I use it to comfort myself and my family.
Thanks, Mom.
Vicks Vapo Stick, soothing comfort for the whole family. And try Vicks Vapo Shower Max for steamy Vicks vapors when you need more comfort for yourself. Use as directed.
My perfect day has sand, salt water, and friends. But my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis can take me out of the moment. Now I'm all in with clearer skin thanks to Skyrizi. Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy. With Skyrizi, most people saw 90% clearer skin, and many were even 100% plaque-free at 4 months. Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines.
Thanks to Skyrizi, there's nothing on my skin, and that means everything. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist-prescribed biologic in psoriasis. Visit Skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
Imagine a Los Angeles where everyone can thrive, where communities have access to the resources they need to succeed. That's the vision of Detours Mentoring Group, Inc. They're dedicated to improving life in LA County by providing educational support, employment assistance, and spaces for community engagement. By 2050, they want LA to be the best place to connect, create, learn, live, and play. They're working toward an education system that's well-resourced and culturally responsive, becoming a hub for artists and innovators, and making sure everyone has access to healthy food, quality healthcare, and safe housing. It's about building a future where we all have the chance to succeed. We invite you to learn more about their mission and get involved with Detours Mentoring Group, Inc. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 reminds you that we keep us safe. Every girl deserves a chance to shine. That's the belief behind Forgiving for Living, Inc. Since 1999, this organization has been empowering at-risk girls ages 13 to 18, helping them overcome behavioral and mental health challenges. Founder Wendy Gladney's personal journey inspired the mission to give girls hope and purpose through the power of forgiveness. Through their ambassador program, workshops, and annual conference, Forgiving for Living has touched over 3,000 young lives, providing mentoring, life skills, training, and tools for building self-esteem and confidence. You can make a difference. Visit forgivingforliving.org to donate, volunteer, become a mentor, or find help for a young girl in need. Forgiving for Living, Inc., building brighter futures for young girls. Visit forgivingforliving.org today. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Now back to more of Jesse Jackson Jr. on KBLA Talk 1580.
The Jesse Jackson Jr. Show. 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 King Folly, drop the beat. Come on and talk with me. Come on and listen to me. Come on and talk with me. Come on and listen to me. KBLA Talk 1580. Download the app.
I'm Jesse Jackson Jr. Welcome forward to the Jesse Jackson Jr. Show, February 17th, 2026, a day that I will have to live with for the rest of my life. This is the day that my father, an African-American history maker, an American history maker, a global citizen, made his transition to be with God. So grateful for his life, so grateful for his work. I've tried, Barbara, all of my life to look at my father as objectively as I could, but I couldn't do it without being subjective. I accepted all of the great things that my dad did. I also accepted his own personal challenges and had to deal with my own. And I am just so grateful that the example he set for me was nothing short of fantastic. My dad, when I dropped him off at the funeral home this morning, just 3 hours after he had passed, I asked the Leak family, to whom I owe a tremendous debt of gratitude for the care and concern that they've shown to our family for more than 60 years.
My Lord.
If I could take him the last mile of the way. And I wheeled him into a very, very cold cooler. And I told Spencer when I left him there, I said that my dad would not want to be alone.
Yes.
He
Yes.
loved people. And I was asking him if I could just stay at the funeral home with him today and every day until we have to say our final goodbyes.
Yes.
Because Dad wasn't the kind of guy that liked to be alone. He wanted community and he wanted to be around other people. And so he gave his whole life and his whole being to what we were about. And I thought he did it so well, so articulately, so clearly. He gave us hope. And the names and faces of so many nameless and faceless people have benefited from his work. Barbara, I know we're closing our show now. I'm going to leave these last 6 or so minutes of our show for your final word of hope, celebrating and honoring the life of the great Jesse Jackson.
Your dad was blessed to have you as a son. He was blessed to have you as his son. I mean, he was blessed. I mean, what a blessed man. You and just, all the inspiration. He would talk about your theories and about your writings. He loved you. He loved Jonathan. He loved Yusef. He loved Santita. Oh my God, his songbird. He loved, Jacqueline. He loved Ashley. He loved his children. And he knew that in each of you, he could see himself reflected. So much so, when I look at all of you, that beautiful bouquet, I just see him. I see him in so many ways, and your mom, of course. And I'm just so moved that he gave this world not only his life work, but he gave this world, he seeded it with his beautiful children. And for you to want to be there every day, to just say to his spirit, to the body, just to say, Dad, you're remembered until we let you go and you're in the ground, until you're gone, their body is put away. I'm here. And he knows that. He knows that. He knows you're there. I mean, he's listening right now and going, tell him about this.
Barbara, let me tell you something.
Tell me more about my big ones. Come on, tell him.
Dad used to say that funerals are not for the dearly departed.
Right.
He said funerals are for the living.
He believed that.
He said that that the guest at the funeral, the primary person to who has pulled us all together, has done what we couldn't do ourselves. He pulled us together.
Right.
So Dad said, and I want everyone to understand this before they start talking and all kind of mess. Dad said he wants everybody to come to his funeral.
Amen.
He wants the Democrats. He wants the Republicans.
That's
he wants
him.
the naysayers. He
That's
wants
him.
the blacks. the whites, the Jews, the Muslims. He wants everybody at his funeral because he was a citizen of that world. And if it's the last time all of these people gather, he wanted them to gather for him. Yeah. And he made it crystal clear to all of us. He made it clear that the same meeting will never take place again. No two funerals, he said, are on earth are the same. The same people that come to his funeral won't be coming to mine.
No.
Same people that are coming to yours won't be coming to anyone else's. Each of us are uniquely tied to different people. And Dad understood that.
Yes.
My dad has opened his funeral up to every living soul. Yes, some of whom we might even disagree with. Interestingly enough, on a slightly different subject, the President of the United States tweeted today that Jesse Jackson, a friend of his, was a force of nature. Now imagine that. No negative tweet from the President of the United States about Jesse Jackson.
Because he was too focused on taking down Barack, right?
Not because Jesse Jackson didn't challenge Donald Trump, but the way in which he challenged Donald Trump was about making him better. Now, can you make him better? I'm not so sure. Dad was taking on a big mountain right there, but he tried.
Yes.
Give up on anybody. Dad never gave up on anybody. That's the story of Jesse Jackson. He doesn't give up on people. And we as Americans need to stop giving up on each other.
Please.
I think that's what Dad would tell me and tell us. Stop giving up on each other.
Please.
Give each other as many chances as they need. How often shall I forgive my neighbor? Until 7 times? Jesus says, no, not until 70 times 7. You've got to try that 490 times. You forgive that much, forgiveness becomes part of the very structure of who you are.
Yes.
My mother has been a soldier with so much courage. She loved her best friend until the end. She was his partner, and he was hers for more than 64 years. Barbara, thank you very much for being a friend of my dad's.
Thank you for allowing me to be there with him and for sharing him and for being a friend of mine. Your dad's legacy is amazing. We will be talking. My show today paid tribute to him, and at the very end, people were singing your mom's praises. Tonight, I'm gonna, and not too long after this show, I'll be on Roland Martin, who's doing a special tribute to your dad tonight. People, fight for justice.
I'm Jesse Jackson Jr. You're listening to the Jesse Jackson Jr. Show. Our very special guest has been Barbara Arnwine, one of the best friends of the Reverend Jesse Jackson. Please keep Mrs. Jackson and our family in your prayers. More when we come forward on KBLA Talk 1580.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.